Hi, welcome back. This is Dave Travels in Time. How is everybody? So I'm doing a review of Arc of Infinity now. Um, so basically, what do I think of this story? So I rewatched this a couple weeks ago, and I enjoyed it. Um, this is the DVD cover. Um, I've had this for a little while. So it features Colin Baker in it as well. He plays Maxwell. This was his first Doctor Who role before he became the Sixth Doctor. This is basically what gave John Nathan Turner the idea later on when Peter Davison decided he wanted to quit and only do 3 years, and then he talked to him about playing the role. So he effectively joked that when he shot him, that was his way of getting hired. Um, the story itself, it's interesting. So basically, they're recalled back to Gallifrey, Doctor and Nissa, because an unknown rogue, the Renegade, is causing problems, and they're accusing the Doctor of being intentionally linked to him, and that they have to kill the Doctor because they believe if they kill the Doctor, the problems with the Renegade will go away and won't threaten the universe. Of course, Nissa protests. She has a Stasor weapon, and the Doctor's like, "No, don't do it," and he just willingly accepts. Um, to basically be assassinated, sacrifice himself. Little did they know he knew, or he had a sixth sense that this was going to take him to who turns out to be Omega, and it what didn't actually kill him. And Tegan appears in this story. She's also back right after a time flight, so they bring her back. She goes to Amsterdam to see her cousin, but he disappeared because guess what happened to the cousin? He got taken by Omega and the creature, the Ergon, to be under the influence, under control. And overall, the story, it's not like a classic, but I do find elements of it I do enjoy. Um, because again, it's classic Who. I mean, can't go wrong with it, even if it's just like an average or above average story. And I like it. Is it a classic? Definitely not. And there are elements of it, like the Ergon looks ridiculous. I mean, the Ergon looks absolutely freaking ridiculous. It looks like a demented freaking chicken. It looks like a demented freaking alien chicken that something weird happened to it. It looks absolutely ridiculous. But hey, at least you can get a good laugh at it. Omega himself doesn't do a bad job. Stephen Thorne was the original Omega. For some reason, they decided not to bring him back, and he was the original actor who played him in the Three Doctors. Ian Collier does a decent job. I found out he's the same actor who played in the Time Monster. Different character, obviously. He does a decent job. He does have a gravelly voice. Is he better than Stephen Thorne? No, definitely not. He's good in the role though. And the original creators, yeah, they have special features about it, like from Bob Baker and Dave Martin, who created Omega. And Johnny Byrne wrote this story. He's one that's basically done a few Doctor Who stories, and I think he penned a lot of All Creatures Great and Small, funnily enough, which John Nathan Turner and Peter Davison were also a part of. And this isn't the ultimate controversial story. What's at some point, if I find it, or I get a new copy of Voyager of the Deep, we can re-review that one. Um, but that's for another time. Incidental music in this was actually pretty good too. Roger Lynn did a good job. Um, I think that's one thing I noticed about Classic Who. The incidental music is always usually pretty good. Um, Kind of has a bit of a Tangerine Dream esque type to it in this one for some reason. I don't know. It just does to me. So yeah, decent story. Peter Davison gets to play Omega when the bonding happens, and then he basically gets to play both roles, but it's Ian Collier's voice over Peter Davison. So that was interesting. Then Ian Collier, as he deforms, gets, he's still trying to appear like Peter Davison's, but it's Ian Collier under a bunch of deformed makeup. And then, basically the Doctor has to destroy Omega at the end to save the universe. And he's like, "Don't make me do it, Omega." But he has to. And then there goes the rule, huh? Of the Doctor never using a weapon, huh? That's funny. So Nyssa stays at the end of this. Or Tegan, excuse me, Nyssa. She doesn't leave till a few stories after this. Yeah, the Doctor's not too happy about that at the end. It's so funny. Like, he just like, oh. And Tegan's like, "Oh, I got fired, by the way. Did you know that? Oh, they fired me." And, oh, isn't that great? And then you're stuck with me. And then the Doctor just looks so, oh no. Look on his face. It's so hilarious that they end it with his face like that. But yeah, the Time Lords themselves do a good job. Michael Goff is in it as well. He's basically the traitor working for Omega. Chancellor Hedon, or Hedon, whatever you want to, whatever. Hedon, let's just say Hedon. That's the UK version of saying it. That's probably the correct way to say it. Let's go with Hedon. Yeah, and of course, he was known in Hammer horror films, and he did many other, and of course, the Batman as Alfred. Oh well, it's a pretty decent story. I like it. How would I rank it? Well, 1 to 10. I'm gonna go with 8. I'm gonna go with an 8. Is it perfect? By no means, no. But I think an 8 is a fair for this. Is it as good as Three Doctors? No. Is it good? Is it decent? Yes. Minus the alien chick in the air gone. So that's why I'm going to slightly give it 2 points down. And maybe Gallifrey could have been styled better. I don't know. The sets are they're okay, but they're kind of boring. They kind of look like a hotel. But yeah, an 8 I think is fair. And the Castellan, we'll get to him more when I review the 5 Doctors at some point. I'll go into more detail about his character, but he's also in this. Some people say he's the same Castellan from Invasion of Time. I don't know about that one. I think it's a different Castellan. It could be the same one, but I think they appointed a new one after what that Castellan betrayed them with the Gallifrey of the Sontarans in the last one. So I'm betting he got deposed. So I think it's a different Castellan from Invasion of Time. So yeah, 8 out of 10 for this story. Peter Davison does good. The Companions does good. Nyssa has a little bit more to do in this, which is nice. I'll talk even more about her as I go along with the Black Guardian trilogy when I review that, and how, unfortunately, John Nathan Turner, I think, made a mistake in getting rid of her earlier. I think she could have. I agree with Peter Davison that she probably should have stayed till the end of his tenure. But it didn't happen. What can you do? John Nathan Turner, I like him as a producer, but I also have to admit he made some decisions that weren't the best sometimes, honestly. So yeah, I recommend it. Decent story, 8 out of 10. Hey, if you want to go check it out, they might have it on Pluto TV or BritBox. Check out the story if you don't want to obviously buy it yet, to make up your own mind about whether it's worth buying or not. But yeah, I only spent $5 for it, so actually not a bad deal. $5 for this DVD, not bad. When new, it probably at Borders Books when it was still around here, it'd be like, jeez, it would be like, I think at Borders the DVDs were like $28 a piece or 26. So they were so expensive. Back in like 2005, 2006, when I was like 15 at the time. Jeez, they were so pricey. I still bought a few though, even then. I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna buy one anyway because just I want them because PBS at that point didn't air the classic Doctor Who's anymore when I was 15. So, all right, take care. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace. Dave signing off. Bye for now.